I'm Kat Amelia, and I am here to teach the advanced beginner class here for National Dance Day. So happy National Dance Day to everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started with just a little bit of a stretch here in a minute. But before we do that, I'll tell you a quick little bit about me. So just really quick, I am an alum of the North Carolina Youth Tap Ensemble. My mentor is Jean Medler. I grew up in North Carolina, and I'm currently back in North Carolina, living at my parents' house for the pandemic, so I'm happy to be back. I had a brief stint in Ohio for a year of college, but right now I'm at home taking some classes at UNC and living at home. So welcome, and we'll go ahead and get started with just a little bit of a stretch, and then we'll jump right in to some technique. Alrighty. Also, I do have my mom here off camera, and she'll be monitoring for questions as we go along. So if you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer them. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with our little stretch here. I know for some of us this may be our first class, so we need to acknowledge that in our bodies by giving it a little bit of a slower start. Alrighty. Alright, so we're going to start, reach up really tall. And come down. Go ahead and let that head go. And roll up. Good. One more time, reach up real tall. And come down. All right. Go ahead and stretch those quads out. Wide stance and come down into that deep squat. We want to stretch out our glutes and our hip flexors here. Nice, feel that stretch. Ready, come up and come down to one side. Go ahead and roll up. Alright, let's take a big reach to the side here. And bring it to the other side. Alright, now go ahead and dig your heel into the ground and just lean forward, coming forward at your hips, and this is going to stretch your calves out. Make sure you get to the other side. side. And change direction. And switch sides. Stretch out anything else that your body needs while I talk for a second. Alright, we're going to do a bit of a warm-up here. And while we're warming up, I'd like you to think about, is there anything that you came into this class really wanting to get out of it? Is there anything you really want to work on? Because I'm happy to adjust what I've planned to work on whatever y'all need to work on. So if there's something that's really been sticking for you in your practice, or something that you really want to nail down a little bit, I'm happy to work with you on that as much as possible. So go ahead and pop those in the chat if there's anything you want me to touch on today in our work, and see if I can give you some help with as we go. So keep that in mind. We'll go ahead and do our warm-up, but do feel free to offer me some things to help you out with as we go if there's anything in particular you want. All right, let's get our warm-up on. Nothing should look too crazy in this warm-up. I'll talk as we go along, but do your best hang with it. If you have questions at the end, I'll be happy to answer those, and we'll get into it. All right. This is one of my favorite songs to warm up to. Stevie Wonder, y'all. Ready, step heel.
got a soapbox I can stand on.
Alrighty, how we doing, y'all? Alright. Oh, I see some people. I have some people back from my first class. Happy to have you. Glad you're here. Alright. Awesome. Well, if you come up with things that you want us to work on, let me know. And we'll play with them. But for now, we'll go ahead and we'll jump right into some technique here. Alright. Alright. So I've got us a little crawl exercise to play with. So sneak peek with this mess right here. But alright, let's get into it. So I'll give it to you once, and then we'll jump into then I'll break it down. Alright. So this looks like this. Jump right in. So we start off real easy. This goes toe, heel, toe, toe, heel, toe, toe, heel, toe, jump, toe, heel, toe. Alright, and we do 4 of those. So let's just do that much. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, the next one, we keep with that same idea, but on that last one, we lose our standing leg, our balance leg there. So I want you to go ahead and pick that up off the floor if you can. And that's going to mean that you've got to engage your core. So in order to stay up in this crawl and be accountable for all those sounds, we have to think about our upper body. So we want to think about, even though we don't have a mirror in front of us, probably because we're probably at home, we have to think about what's that upper body doing and how do we stay on top of that foot. If we lean away from that foot, we are going to fall over. So the trick here is staying on top of that leg, all right? So don't lose that leg. This is really similar to what you learn when you're working on turns as well. So you got to stay evenly on top of that leg, engage that core, and use your upper body to help you. All right, so I want you to experiment with that as we go along. But, all right, so that second step, we have all right, we got 4 of those. Next, we lose our whole prep for that when we just go. I want you to see if you can get every sound out of that. So we gotta rock back and forth enough to be able to get our toe up. So we want to not lose those toe sounds. It's easy to get in the heel, but sometimes what happens is we get our heel and then our toe just kind of comes along. But we got to pick it up enough to get that sound. And that's the trick there. All right. So let's do that much all the way through. And then I'll teach you the end, which is where we get into a little bit of tricky stuff. All right. From the top. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Transition. Stay accountable. Lose that prep. All right. How do we do with that? Any questions there? Hang with it. Alrighty. Cool. Alright. This last section is where we get out of our comfort zone for many of us. And this is playing with that standing leg crawl while we've got something going on with our other leg as well. So we've just come out of... Alright, you can kind of take this at whatever level you're at, but we're going to go dig or scuff, whichever you prefer. Scuff is going to be harder here because your weight's going to be wholly on your standing leg. But you're going to go dig, heel, toe, spank, heel, toe, toe, heel, toe. Alright, so with the scuff it looks like this. Alright, and you can pick that toe up as well or leave it down depending on how comfortable you are. But again, same thing. Engage that upper body, engage that core. Alright. Dig, heel, toe, spank, heel, toe, heel, heel, toe. Our transition is flap, heel, heel, spank, heel, toe. So again, that transition, flap, heel, heel, spank, heel, toe. Alrighty. So, let's try that together from the dig. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright? Same thing on the left side. No pause here. Dig, dig, heel, toe, spank, heel, toe, toe, heel, toe, flap, heel, heel, toe, heel, toe, stamp. And I've been ending that with a stamp. I just think it sounds better, but do what you want with it. Alright. Alright, let's go through that part one more time. Again, make sure all those sounds are happening. You got to pick up through that foot. That's your crawling foot. And we want to not lose track of our other foot. So, one thing that can also throw you off balance here is where's this other foot. So if you're choosing to do that scuff, where you bring that other foot, where, if you're on the right side, where your right foot is going to make a huge difference. Alright? So we want to find somewhere that's comfortable for it, that it's not going to throw our balance off. So we've got it out here, we're going to shift, and we're not going to be able to stay on top of that leg, right? So find a good place for it. Find a storage spot. Alright. Ready? And don't forget about it either. Because we want to keep it a part of the look, wherever it is, right? Alright. Ready? From the top of that last section. 5, 6, 7, 8. Same thing. 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, any questions? Alright. Let's hit that from the top. Ready? Alright. 5, 6, 7, 8. Engage that upper leg. How do we hang with it? Do we need to do it? Do we need it slower? Do we wanna go a little faster? Feeling good? All right. Feel free to let me know in the chat. I'll see what I can do to help you out. All right. One more time, a little bit faster, and then we'll move on. All right. From the top. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice, y'all. If you have questions, let me know. But for now, we'll move on from that. All right. Hopefully that went all right for you. Cool. All right. I want to talk about, we're going to go back to basics here for a second. But I want to talk about flaps. Yeah, so we all probably learned flaps pretty young. But, or if you started when you were older, you just learned them more recently, and that's great. But here's the thing. They're a pretty basic step, but a lot of times it's tricky to hit them correctly, and it's often true that we hit them incorrectly. So, some people have been taught to hit their flaps like this. Yeah? And that's okay. But it's really tiring and inefficient as a dancer after a long time. So, it also tends to sound a little scrapier. So I want to give you all a new thought about this and a new way to hit these, which is the lift and drop method, which some of you might have been taught already. But if you pick up from your hip, you want to find this image for yourself. Okay? So we've seen lots of beautiful pictures of tap dancers that have this form, right? The ankles relaxed, picking up from the hip, knees straight out. And then we're just going to drop into it. And that's our flap. Flap, flap. So we're still going brush step, but we're coming from the top. So same thing as when we're younger, we learn to hit shuffles like this sometimes. But we really want to be hitting our shuffles like this, right? So same thing, we want to keep that same technique. Lift and drop. So we've got lift and drop. And you want to keep your arms interesting here, but you also want to keep your upper body fairly quiet. Alrighty. So now I want to think about this, but we're going to add a heel. Full lap, heel, full lap, heel, full lap, heel, full lap, heel. And I want you to keep that shape as much as possible that we had before. So keep that lift and drop shape. I'll turn to the side so you can see it. And that's sometimes where it gets tricky for us. Yeah, so play with that as you go. You'll have an opportunity to use it later. But play with that and see if you can stay on top of those flaps. I think my dog is coming to visit us. Excuse me. All right.
Josh.
So sorry about that, y'all.
No one needs to.
All right. I have 2 dogs at home. They're very sweet. I did not mean for him to come to class, but he decided to. All right. He's going upstairs now. Alrighty. So, think about this idea. We want to keep our lift and drop, but we also want to keep the integrity of that heel as well. Yeah? So really sit into that heel. Notice when I hit those heels, I'm sitting back into it, right? Alright, so think about that as we move forward. Alrighty. So let's move on with this idea and move to, actually, I think I want to do a quick shuffle exercise before we get there, because I want us to think about shuffling in different places before we get here. All right, changing plans, y'all. Alrighty. So this is a shuffle exercise. Probably many of you have seen similar exercises before, but this is gonna go like this. So your transition there is shuffle, step, heel. Alright? And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 1. So just like that, we have front, side, back, and then we have crossing. And there's your transition. Alright. Sweet. I know all these are pretty simple, but I want to give you all the tools before we jump into something trickier. Alright. Let's go with that shuffle exercise. We'll do it a couple times a cappella, and then we'll go with music. Alrighty? So the other thing is, think about those back shuffles, and we want to make sure we're not hitting the side of our shoe. We want to hit the tap. Alright? So I want that to be a goal for us as well. Really hit those back shuffles. And the key to that, I'll just give you the key right off the bat, is you wanna really try to squeeze your legs together and tuck your knee behind your other knee. I learned this trick from Sarah Reich a couple years ago. It helped me so much. So keep that in mind. We want to bend our knee and find my right leg is tucking right into the crook of my left leg. And that's going to allow me to have enough space to actually hit the tap rather than the side of the shoe. Because what sometimes happens is we get this. Yeah? But that doesn't sound too pretty. So, I want to make sure we're hitting the tap there. Alright, so let's go with this shuffle exercise. Alright, ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Shoot, I'm screwing up, y'all. Alright. Alright, ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Alrighty. Cool. Alright, so take that home with you. You can play with that one as well. But we'll just, that's a good one. You can play with as well. And I really enjoy keeping that in my back pocket as a little warm up for myself sometimes as well. Alright, let's get that with music once. And then we're gonna do some stuff with Irishes. So, yeah, alright, it's gonna be fun. Oh. My Bluetooth speaker automatically disconnects. It gives me weird pauses in my classes, but here we go. Ready? In groove? Any questions about that? Cool. All right. Let's work on some Irish stuff. So, I think probably most of y'all are familiar with the basic Irish, but we'll go through it real quick. It is shuffle, hop, step. And that shuffle usually comes from the side. All right? So find that shuffle real quick. Shuffle, shuffle, as we come to the front. Shuffle, hop, step, shuffle, hop, step. Alrighty. Now, just a reminder, normally I'd pop quiz you on this if we were in class face-to-face, but there is only one sound in a hop. So remember that. So I know that sounds silly, but keep in mind, we want to make sure we're staying on that toe. Alright? So make sure we keep that clean. We want to keep all these really basic things, especially when we're in more of a beginner or an advanced beginner level. We want to make sure that all these things that are easier steps are kept really clean. Because that means when we get into things that are a lot harder and a lot trickier, all of our basics are super clean and we're able to just go for them whenever we want without any effort. So we want to find this shuffle to be clean, we want this hop to be clean, and we want this step to be clean, right? So everything, even the basic stuff, we gotta keep it clean, y'all. Alright. So now we're gonna take what we learned before with our flaps and we're gonna apply it to our Irishes. So you've got shuffle, hop, flap. Alrighty? So this is gonna mean when you come out of that shuffle, where's your foot? You're ready for that lift and drop, right? You'll notice I'm swinging my arms back and forth. Those are the arms we usually see with Irishes. And I'd encourage you to give those a shot as we go along. There aren't very many steps in rhythm tap that have choreographed arms, and you probably know that. But Irishes traditionally have these swinging arms. And sometimes people go off tradition, but also knowing these and being comfortable with them is really helpful. All right, so shuffle, hop, lap. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Now we can add an extra sound in using pickups. So if you know pickups, that is super great, and if you're just starting out, that's fine too. We'll try to jump into them a little bit here, but you'll probably want to go over these in more detail with whoever your home teacher is as well. But let's just find what a pickup would look like. So a pickup is basically a pop, right? So we're going to start just by finding that pop. So put some weight on your right foot, bend that knee, and straight back. So you're going to bend your standing leg as well. You've got to put weight on it to get that pop. Now a pickup is when we're on that leg and we pick up and land. So we have that extra sound as we come off the floor. There's your pickup. So kind of a super crash course in pickups, although I'm sure lots of people have seen them before as well. But if you'd like to work on that, you can as well. And so adding those into the Irish would look like this. Shuffle, pick up, full lap. Adding that extra sound in. So let's go ahead and let's work on our Irishes without the pickup for a minute. And we want to practice those swinging arms. This is another thing that really is going to engage our core and keep us really accountable for all these basic steps. So they're great for practice. All right? So I'll just do a few of these and then I promise we'll get to a combination. Alrighty. So let's go 4, left, shuffle, hop, step, and then 4 of our shuffle, hop, full lap. All right? Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Shuffle, lap. Same thing. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, and so if you're still working on lift and drop laps, these are also great because you're really forcing it out as we go. All right, so we talked a lot through basic things and a lot of good ways to practice them. So if there's a take-home from today's technique, I would say practice the basics and don't underestimate what they can do for you. Never underestimate what your rudiments can do for you. So take that message home with you. Do with it what you will. But yeah, these are some good steps to practice all of those little pieces that can sometimes get lost. We talked about our shuffles, our not losing our heels, not losing our crawls. I'm going to make sure all those things are crisp. All right. I hope this is going well for y'all. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to go from here. And we're going to get into a little bit of a time step combo here. All right? So this is what it looks like. I'll do it a cappella first so you can see it. All right. This goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So this requires a lot of the same elements we talked about today. Alright, so we start with this. This is in a 3 and a break format. We all know, we're all familiar with that. We have 3 of the same thing. Then we've got something different. And the purpose of a time step, which many of y'all know, but in case you don't, which is totally fine, got to start somewhere, is we use time steps to often set our tempo for a band. If we're playing with live musicians, that's what our main use for this is. However, they're also just super fun steps to learn and to teach each other. So, they're in a break format. And so we're going to do the same thing 3 times. Left, right, left. And then we're going to go into our break. All right. So, also, I'm gonna trip a lot of y'all up because I'm starting on the left here. So if you're used to starting on the right, sorry, y'all, but we're starting on the left. Get you caught off guard here. All right. We have full lap, open third, ball change, 5, 6, 7, 8. Full lap, open third, ball change, ball change. All right. So make sure you get that open third nice and crisp. Remember, toe, heel, toe. Then we have a closed third or a slurp. Slurp. Brush back. So full lap, open third, ball change, slurp, brush back, jump, 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 jump. Alrighty. Alright. So the form here is going to tell you what's happening next. So as you go, we want to make a map for ourselves of what's happening. Alright, so let's go from the top nice and slow. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So after that slurp, remember slurp, push back. Then we have back, front, front, back. Alright, so that right foot is leading for us. Alright. That brings our weight to our left foot again. Which means we're ready for that right. Alrighty. Alright, just that much on the left. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Any questions about that? Do we need anything broken down? We feeling good? Don't be afraid to ask questions. There aren't a ton of people on here, so feel free to ask anything you'd like, and I'm happy to answer it. It's also fine if you totally got it. I will be very proud of you if you totally got this. That's awesome. All right. Cool. All right. So left side one more time, then let's get the right. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so where's your weight? Find your weight. Weight's on the left, right? That leaves our right open. Full lap, open third, change, ball change. So keep staying in the same direction. Then we open, slurp, brush back, ball change, ball change. All right, slurp, brush back, back front, front back. All right, just that right side. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Slurp, push back. All right, and really open up in that slurp. So really, give me some arms, give me something there, and really find some openness there. We're pretty close, and that's our time to really open ourselves up in that music. So find that. All right. Left and right. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Slurp. All right. Then we have our left one more time. Let's go all three. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Really nicely. Yeah, so we're here. Our weight's on our front foot. So slurp, brush, step, peel, dig, brush, step, peel, touch. So slurp, brush, step, peel, dig, brush, step, peel, stamp. All right. Alrighty. Sweet. All right, let's go again with this, and let's go just a tad bit faster. Let's see if we can get more comfortable with it. Attaching the brake this time, right? So again, the brake, slurp, brush, step, peel, dig, brush, step, peel, touch. Slurp, step, peel, dig, brush, step, peel, stamp. And I want you to really emphasize dynamics there. So, again, we want to find our touch. It's just a little, it's just right there, and then our stamp, we want to find that pretty heavy, and we're finishing it off. That's the period at the end of the sentence. All right? Or almost an exclamation point, I guess you can think of it that way. And then I want you to find some arms as well. This is a pretty classy step, and it's pretty open, and so you can really find a lot of space in here stylistically to do what you want with it. All right? So I want to really encourage you to, if you've got the steps really well, go ahead and give me a little bit of port de bras, a little bit of style, and let's see what you got. All right, ready? From the top. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Cool. Do we have any sticking points? Or is it all good? Y'all are not a talkative crowd. That's totally fine. I'm glad you're here. All right. Cool. Let's just go over the break one more time, because usually... so let's go from the last one into the break, because what tends to trip people up when I've taught this combination before is that transition right there. All right? So let's go left side into the break one more time. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. And break. I'm sorry about that missed alert, though. All right. Awesome. From the top. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. And break. All right. Let's take it with some music. Alright, we'll go with some slow music, then I'll give you something a little faster. I'm in this groove here for a minute. Get ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let's get it with some faster music. Alrighty. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Say it's only a paper moon sailing over cardboard sea, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believe in me. Yes, it's only a canvas sky hanging over a muslin tree, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Without your love, it's a honky-tonk parade. Without your love, it's a melody played in a penny arcade. It's a Barnum and Bailey world, just as phony as it can be, but it wouldn't be make-believe.
Alright, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna give you a little challenge here. So we're gonna do this one time through with this music. And then in the phrase in between when we're dancing, I want you to improvise. I will count you back in, so it shouldn't come to too much of a surprise. But I want you to improvise in some way. You can just improvise with your toes and your heels if you want to, or you can give me whatever you want. But although maybe not exactly that. You want to stay in the groove here, y'all. So if we're going, find an improvisation style that kind of matches that and flows with this music. But I want to challenge you to improv and then get back out of your improv into our choreography. So this is still a challenge, but I believe in y'all. All right. Ready? All right. Phone's glitching out. All right. Choreography. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Say it's only a paper moon sailing over a cardboard sea, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believe in me.
Improv.
It's a honky-tonk parade without your love. It's a melody played in a penny arcade. It's a Barnum and Bailey world. Just
All right, same thing, y'all. But this time's it. This is our last time through. So I want everything. I want port de bras. I want style. I want the steps. I want some improv. I want it all. All right. Do your best. Give me what you got. Let's do it. That's that. 5, 6, 7, 8.
say it's only a paper moon sailing over cardboard sea, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believe in me. Yes, it's only a canvas sky hanging over a mustard tree, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believe in me.
6, 7, 8.
Without your love, it's a honky-tonk parade. Without your love, it's a melody played in a penny arcade. It's a Barnum and Bailey world.
Alrighty. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you really enjoyed this class. Feel free to send me a video of what you learned today. You can follow my Instagram. It's kathleenie.beanie. So Kathleen with an IE and then dot and then the word beanie. And I'd love it if you post it to your stories or post it to your Instagram and tag me. I'd love to see what students are doing. I love to see your improvisations and your choreography as well. So do let me know what you're doing. I would love to hear it and see it. And I hope to have you in class again soon. I hope you really enjoyed this and got something out of it. Remember, keep those rudiments clean. Keep working. Play with all these. Take home what you can from this and play with it. I think playing with these exercises that you get in classes with people who aren't your usual teacher can actually be really helpful. Some of my best learning experiences have been when I took an exercise home and was playing with it, and I was playing with it around my mentor, and he was like, "Oh, where'd you learn that?" And I was like, "Oh, I learned it at this class with this other teacher." And he was like, "Oh, that's really cool." And then we worked on it together, and we can work on things that way as well. So take this with you, play with it in your own practice, workshop it with somebody else, somebody you know, somebody in your TAP family, and then show it to me. Bring it to me. I would love to see it. I hope you have a great night here, and happy National Dance Day, y'all. Have a great night. Thank you so much for coming.